What's up? It's your man, Marv Glover.
And the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis.
And welcome to the Hold My Nuggets podcast, here where we talk 50% sports, 50% real shit, 100% of the time. And if you don't like that, you can hold my nuggets.
Suck my dick.
Welcome to episode number 12.
Oh, yeah.
We here. Not only are we here, we live, baby. We live,
yeah,
right?
Live.
Instagram live.
See, YouTube land, y'all can't see nothing because the phone behind you.
Yeah.
It's over there. I'm looking at IG right now. I got my eyes on you.
I got my eyes on IG, and
I can see you.
We gotta make sure we divert. We figure out a way to manage this. But we here.
You do the pointing. You be
right.
You turn.
And then we'll figure it out. I mean, you got a longer arm than I got short fingers.
Yeah, I do, but you closer to the chairs.
Right.
Just.
You know, we gonna make it work.
I feel like I might pop out my shoulder.
You understand?
I don't have the most.
I know you're not the healthiest dude in the world. I don't know if you want to do all that. You know what I'm saying? You've been looking a little fluffy. You want me to help you work out?
Pardon me? I'm sorry?
You want me to help you?
I'm sorry?
You want me to help you buck up?
Did you call me fluffy?
I'm saying, though, I know you see what's going on.
Hold on, but
I'm trying to help you.
See, when I introduce myself.
The chiseled,
Yeah, I say I'm the chiseled Adonis. You must have me confused with the unchiseled Adonis.
I mean, y'all got the same,
The same what?
Anyways,
No. You're not just gonna walk past it.
No,
the same what?
Y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Same what though?
I can help you.
Hold on, but he got man titties. I got pectorals. You can't.
And
you
what
can't
I
say
got?
we got the same. We don't got the same.
And what I got?
What you got a mustache. That's pretty much it.
I got
bushy brow. See, Rock Lee in the human form with no taijutsu. That's
me.
Glove.
Wait, I got taijutsu. I can fight.
Fight who?
I can fight.
Fight who?
What are you talking about? I got hands. You
fight what?
You being disrespectful because you're
you fight Satan because you're a Christian.
Yes,
you can't fight nobody physically.
I got some. I put the paws on
hands.
I put the paws on them.
Well, as your favorite broadcaster would say, your favorite commentator would say, your hands are just for decoration. But basically, what we're doing over here, and also for the Unchiseled Adonis, check out Chiseling the Unchiseled Adonis only on the Chiseled Adonis channel. Now,
we look like we were before we get started. We look like we're promoting for. This is the second time around. I joined you this time around, right? Last time you had the Chick-fil-A. For those who wasn't here, I got. You know what I'm saying? I got a little something. I forgot how expensive it was. You understand?
You forgot.
I forgot.
Yo, you wanna know what's so funny?
Yeah.
This man paid half cash, half credit.
I don't want to.
Like, this how you know you broke.
I don't got it.
Boy, the bill for his Chick-fil-A meal was like $10.62. He put $6 down in cash.
Can't let it all hit the
and
card.
Said, take the rest on credit.
Yeah.
Had the nerve to say, y'all take a chip here. Yeah. You know you not gonna ask for no chip.
Hey, man.
If you ain't got no money, dog.
We not balling like you balling. You
I'm balling? I'm not balling.
No, you got money.
Balling what?
No, we know you got money, though.
What money?
Aren't you running? You got promos now. You about to go on tour.
Tour where?
Tour. Come on, let's not
I got
lie.
promos, but I'm getting scraps.
You
all right?
Don't lie. Let's not
I'm getting
do this.
scraps.
Don't lie for the people on live. We know you get into the bag.
What bag?
100,000 a video?
100,000. 100,000 where?
I'm doing $25 spots at bars. I am not on this man's level.
But when I go do stand up, it's really just me and my reflection in the rooms. It's just my shadow, and sometimes the shadow don't even be there.
But you still that guy though. You still
what
that
guy? I mean, I got the presence, but ain't nobody around. You feel me?
Not for me either. So we just both struggling. We both broke, struggling, and I'm over here paying half and half on Chick-fil-A bills.
Hey,
that's what's going on, bro.
Hey, it be like that sometimes. I mean, I can't relate, but I go half on different kind of bills. But not Chick-fil-A. I eat with them dollar pizzas. Shout out to Two Bros Pizza, but we ain't talking about that right now. What we talking about is what's going on this past Sunday. Because last I checked, there was something that there was an individual who wouldn't talk about anything that was small. No, they would talk about big. And everything's bigger in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what's bigger in Texas?
All these dubs we got.
No, that L. The L train. The L train's bigger in Texas. You see, I thought there was a big deck.
Zeke?
Nah, there was a little
A big coupe?
I thought there was a big Zeke. Nah, there was a little Zeke. I thought there was a big coupe. Oh, there was a big coupe that game, though. Oh, and a big me? That's what it was? Yeah. Well, there was a big L. There was a big L. And Big L's supposed to be dead, but he came back to life in Dallas because what happened?
We lost.
The Cowboys took a L. To who? Their father.
Oh, don't. All right, now you're being disrespectful.
Aaron Rodgers.
Now you're being disrespectful.
Aaron.
Watch your mouth.
Stop playing.
Watch your mouth.
You know what the Cowboys stand for? Products of Aaron Rodgers' semen. That's what it was.
Now you just being rude.
That's what it was.
Why are you doing that?
Take a sniff. It smells rather salty. All right? Semen moisturizing cream coming from Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. It was bad. Bad. What was the lead at one point? 31-3?
Yeah, it was bad. It was pretty bad.
Then they started to come back.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you thought they was taking their receipt to the sperm bank. You thought they was about to get their comeback. That's not what happened.
It's not what happened.
It's not what happened.
It's not what happened.
They started doing the Pythagorean theorem without the C squared. It was a big L. That's a math joke. Big L.
How long
what
you
happened
how you
to your Cowboys?
I'm gonna tell you what happened to my Cowboys. All right, we should have won that game. All right, wait, whoa, why you? Can I? Let me speak for my team. Let me explain.
Oh, go ahead.
What you thought I was gonna say? Relax. Let me speak. All right, now look, man. We should have won that game on both sides. We should have won that game. But we lost it on both sides of the ball. Now, offensively, I said it on the last episode, and I've been saying it since day one. The offense runs through Ezekiel Elliott, all right? He should have got more carries. I think I'm having stats in front of me. He only carried the ball 12 times for 62 yards, 1 touchdown. He was averaging like 5.2 yards a carry. Should have got the ball way more than that. Every time he did touch the ball, he was gashing through this Green Bay defense. Like I said in the last episode, they're ranked 26th against the rush. I predicted that this man was going to have 20-plus carries, 150 yards, and 2 tuds on the day. He only had 62. If they gave him like another 10, he probably would have been straight. Maybe would have. But the fact of the matter isn't that's not the case. Kellen Moore's the offensive coordinator now, and we see now more than ever they want to utilize Dak's arm. They want to throw the football, and that's great. I'm not against it. But the fact of the matter is games are won at the line of scrimmage. And the fact of the matter is the offense goes through this man. And when you take the ball out of his hands and you put it in Dak's hand and you see the performance that he put up, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. It was hard to watch. You understand?
Are you hurt because there wasn't a big Dak? He wasn't as big as a Dak as you were expecting?
You were certified asshole.
Am I? Well, you want to know one of the reasons why Zeke can't get the ball?
Okay, I'm listening.
Cause Aaron Jones.
We gonna get to that. Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. I'm gonna get that. Wait. Okay, all right.
When you down early, what's the purpose of running the football? You gotta kind of just go out there and sling it, and that's what Aaron Jones was doing to the Cowboys defense,
rubbing his nuts.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you smell? Did you get that whiff of the pubic hairs that was left on the face mask of that Dallas Cowboys defense? They smell like Aaron Jones' scrotum right now. Can you smell it?
It was an underwhelming game on both sides of the ball. You know what you're sniffling noises? You just gonna.
Oh, it was bad.
It was an underwhelming game on both sides of the ball. You look at Dak's stat line, man, was 27 for 44, 463 yards a day. I think that's the most yards he's ever thrown for in his entire career. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Now, I'll give it to you, right? One of the interceptions that he thrown wasn't on him. It was on Coop. I think it was the first one where it hit Coop in the chest. Mm-hmm. Son just wasn't able to hold on to it and got a snatch. And then there was another one. There were two. The two after that, I give it to. No, there was one after that, and then there was another one in between. The one after that where it was, I think it was picked off by Bernard King, but they caught a penalty, and it was like, all right, you get the ball back, whatever the case may be. But it's like I'm looking at it, and majority of the throws that he was making was under duress. It was hard to watch, man. I wasn't impressed with the way the offensive line was protecting him that night. But then on the defensive side of the ball, not only are the Green Bay Packers ranked 26th against the rush, they're ranked 26th on the rush. Last time I was here, I said it. Outside of the Minnesota Viking game, Aaron Jones hadn't rushed for more than 40 yards on the season. This man came in and had 19 carries for 107 yards and 4 touchdowns. Mind you, Aaron Rodgers didn't even have to do. He didn't have to do all that much. Aaron Rodgers, 22 for 34, 238, no touchdowns, but no interceptions either. He was chilling.
Yeah, I saw him on the sideline trimming his mustache.
Son was making calls to Granny for cookies. I'm watching. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Aaron Jones was having his way with my Dallas Cowboys defense, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Not only that, to make matters worse, not only does this man rush for 4 touchdowns, not only does he rush for 100 yards, do you know that Aaron Jones was also the leading receiver for the Packers on the day? Mean, goddamn. Goddamn. I thought he was going to be, I'm here, I'm chilling, I'm smiling, I'm on the last episode. I damn near kicked my feet up. I'm watching, I'm like, yo, we got an easy dub, man. No Devontae Adams. All right, ain't no, all the other receiving options is limited. Aaron Jones couldn't run for nothing. We about to get an easy dub. This man, Aaron Jones, came in. He looked like he's the one getting paid $90 million a year.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because you thought it was going to be easy for you, but Aaron Jones is the only one who went to Staples. That was easy.
That was cute. That was cute.
It was too simple. It was too simple.
He looked like he was the one getting paid $90 million guarantee. He looked like he was the dude getting the Zeke's money. You understand? Having his way with I'm hurt. I'm still hurt.
You should be.
I'm emotional. I want to. What did you see in the game?
Well,
what did you see?
I just saw utter domination from Aaron Jones. That offensive line, they came to play. Them boys with some the Washington Redskins from the 8. There was some hogs out there for the Packers. They was blocking their ass off. All I got to say is, Aaron Jones, watch your back, because his performance this past Sunday at 425 down in Dallas, in about 20 years, members of that Cowboys defense about to come after you, because #MeToo. You molested they damn defense.
Okay, go ahead.
It was bad.
It was bad.
No condom, sideways, no Vaseline. It was terrible.
It was so bad.
Dallas got raped.
Molested.
Raped.
Harassed. Attacked.
Come on,
abused.
man. Darren Sharper challenge. It was bad out there.
Sodomized.
Oh, yeah. Wooden stick.
Just dildo in the butt, man. Just fucking us up. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just, you kind of just took it to an extreme.
You just said Darren Sharper challenge, brother.
Huh?
We was right there on the same playing field.
I don't know. You started talking about a sex toy. I don't know where that came from.
It's too much.
Oh, young MA challenge. She stays strong.
I didn't say all that.
Nah, but with this, given their performance, I'm just curious about.
Don't you dare! Don't question it. I know where you're going. Ain't nothing. What you curious about?
Because Dak wanted to get paid.
Why your voice changed?
So I just wanted to know.
Son turned to Mr. Herbert from Family Guy.
Are you gonna pay Dak?
Why you turn to a deaf dude?
Would you pay Dak?
What you mean? What kind of question is that?
Cause I wouldn't pay Dak.
What you
the Cowboys fan.
Right.
Tell me if you should pay Dak. I just want to know.
Who you imitating right now?
I just want to know.
Who you imitating
if
right
you
now?
should pay Dak.
It's not really a question about if we should pay. You done? You got more?
Are you gonna pay Dak?
You asshole. Who's this? Who is this that you imitate? Who the fuck?
Tell me.
No, who
tell
is this?
Me if you should pay Dak.
Would I pay Dak Prescott? Do I think that this recent performance by Dak is going to affect it? No, I don't think so. Because at the end of the day, he's their guy, right? Let's just call it what it is. We are in a quarterback-driven league at the end of the day, and every team, it starts with the QB, right? A lot of front offices believe that. In fact, the matter is, the Dallas Cowboys, along with myself, along with a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans, regardless of the performance that just, what just happened, all right, in Jerry's world. The fact of the matter is, this is our guy, right? And I feel like Dak Prescott has all the leverage in the world because Jerry Jones and everyone else understands that when you look at what we have as a roster, this is a Super Bowl contending team. Think whatever you want to think. The fact of the matter is there. Check on the offense and the defensive side of the ball. We got it all. And we cannot afford to lose Dak Prescott. That's really what it comes down to. So he's going to get paid. He's going to reset the market, not by a lot, not like what Patrick Mahomes is going to do, because Lord knows what that contract is going to look like. That Pat Mahomes about
all of the money.
All the money. This man is about to do. But that's a whole nother separate conversation. Dak Prescott is going to get paid. I think that, like I said, regardless of the performance that he just put up, fact of the matter is you need your quarterback. We got our quarterback. We got our quarterback. We got our running back. We got our wide receiver. We got everything. You cannot afford to lose Dak Prescott if you're Jerry Jones. So I think he's going to get paid. What about you?
I'd share the same sentiment. Okay. I think he's going to get paid. 2 bad games. It's nothing but a blemish on Jerry Jones breaking the bank, because who are you going to pay? I mean, granted, Kellen Moore can still sling it. So who knows if
I think our backup quarterback is Cooper Rush. Exactly.
Cooper Rush?
I think so.
Does he run the ball?
I hope so.
With a name like that, you might as well be in the backfield.
He sound like a speedster.
Cooper
Rush sounds like a great running back name.
Sounds like he could have a theme song.
Yeah, Cooper Rush.
Hey.
Cooper Rush.
Hey.
Gonna go and rush.
Hey,
right.
We're rushing.
And we're rolling. Rushing and rolling.
Cooper Rush. Not Cooper Cup. I'm not making a whole song right now.
It's not worth it. It's not necessary. But that's
all right.
If not Dak, then who? We got our guy. We're gonna roll with our guy. 2 bad games, two little. You know what I'm saying? We good.
What you mean? If who? There's another man who's available.
Who?
He's on commentary. You got Tony Romo.
No, stop it.
Troy Aikman on commentary. He can come and play quarterback.
Don't be disrespectful.
He can come back.
Can you imagine?
Because we got Dak. Not anymore. We're going to get rid of Tony Romo back. Just imagine what it's going to sound like. Romo. We got Romo. Okay. I don't know. It sounds weird with Romo. Romo on commentary just roll the right way.
Tony Romo. It's a nice name.
It is.
I don't think it fits with your. We got Dick. We got Romo. It don't. Fit.
We got Romo. Yeah, it's too many syllables.
It's two. Romo is two. Is it? Yeah. But
Dick is one.
If they don't, if they do decide to move on from Dak and they're looking for a quarterback, you know who they can.
Yeah, I would have hit you up. Basically,
you know who they could call.
Well, if they call you, then it's going to be solidified that the Eagles are going to be the best team in the NFC East. And the way I see it right now, when it comes to the NFC East, I would say that same sweater that you happen to have on that happen to be green, that's what the NFC East looking like right now. Because from where we stand, coming into last week, I would say, or I should say coming into week 5, I would still have the Cowboys at number 1. But now, seeing the past 2 games,
back-to-back L's,
I would have to give it to the Eagles. And they're looking pretty good.
They are. I think for me, if we're talking who's the team to beat in the NFCs, if I'd understand why some people would give it to the Eagles, but I think I'd say that it's too early to say. I think for me, what these past 2 weeks have shown me is that it's really going to come down to the wire, right? I don't think anyone is going to run away with the NFC East crown. I think it's going to come down ultimately to the last 2 games for both teams. Because if you look at both schedules, I believe the Eagles, they play 3 back-to-back division games.
Okay.
And then the Cowboys, they play back-to-back division games. One of them is, of course, against, I think we play the Eagles the week after next week. And then of the last 2 games that they both play, they play each other.
Oh, so week 17 is Eagles and Cowboys.
I believe so.
Magnificent job by the NFL getting that done.
Why do you think so?
No, because week 17 is always divisional games, but sometimes they choose the 2 teams, when they choose the 2 teams who will probably be battling for the division or a final playoff spot, it always plays out right. Okay. But sometimes they guess wrong. Okay, gotcha. So then you mess around and have the Redskins versus the Eagles and then the Giants versus the Cowboys. It's just, who wants to... Right. We already know the latter team isn't going to
just a filler game.
You know.
Yeah. So for me, I think it's going to come down to those last 2 games. I initially... Right, I didn't jump. I was impressed with what I saw from my team for the first couple of weeks, but I say it over and over. It's not just about what you do; it's about who you do it against, right? And the fact of the matter is, when coming into the season, we start off the way we started off. We didn't play against the best teams. I understand it and I recognize that, right? So now moving forward, I think that, like I said, it's going to come down to those last couple of games. It's not going to be any team that's just going to blow the other team out of the water. I'm going to be very interested to see what happens in that first meetup that we have against the Eagles. But for me, if you ask me what team has it right now, I say the Eagles by default, just because I can't give it to the Cowboys with 2 back-to-back L's. I just can't. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah. But now we're staying within the NFC East, right? We're talking quarterbacks. We're talking teams within the NFC East. You making a shitty look, and I would assume it's because of the team we're going to talk about next.
Absolutely.
It's not. I think is it the Giants? No, it can't be.
Nah, the epidermis is red.
The Redskins.
Yeah.
The Washington Redskins, also in the same division rivals of ours, the NFC East. And they don't look too good right now.
Nah, did you know for a second there they had a lead on the Patriots?
They did.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? I checked my NFL. I was like, nani? It just didn't make any sense to me. But then I tuned out for a little bit, came out, okay, that now makes more sense. That's much
It was just a second.
Yeah, it was just a quick second. And for a moment, I'm pretty sure Redskins fan, everyone was like, maybe. No, never happened. It's not what it is.
But, yeah, it was kind of like losing your virginity on prom night. It was like, oh, it's happening, and it's gone.
There you go.
It was just like that.
Just like that.
It was over.
It is, man. If you are a Washington Redskins fan, I mean, my goodness, I came into the season thinking that the Giants was going to be the one to stink it up because I thought Eli was going to play a little longer. But goddamn, the Redskins are abysmal, or easily top 3 worst teams in the NFL. It goes Dolphins and then probably the Bengals and then them right there. Yeah. But they look bad. Just fired their head coach after getting smacked by the Patriots. 0-5 start. I think he's like 30% win percentage.
Jay Gruden?
Yeah.
Well, we know he's not a Gruden grinder.
He's not a Gruden grinder at all.
Not at all.
I think him and his brother made a video today. Like his brother made a video like telling him like, "Welcome to the club," because he got fired. There's some shit.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, just hilarious. But yeah, whatever. It's looking rough in Washington. You know what's bad when coming into this game. They said they was gonna start Colt motherfucking McCoy. God, I mean, where you go from Case Keenum to Old Reliable? Colt McCoy is waiting.
I
didn't even know he was still on the team.
I didn't know he was in the league.
I thought he only had 2 quarterbacks on the roster. I was like, no, Colt, come on down, buddy. They had to have signed him in the Shadow Realm. I don't know how did this happen?
In the Shadow Realm.
I don't know how this happened, but fact of the matter, he's there and he's starting.
At first, when I saw they were starting, I thought they were starting a gun.
Hilarious.
I thought it was a Colt 45. I said, what? A Colt?
Yeah.
Colt who?
Yeah.
Colt McCoy. He's got a job?
I don't know how he's in the league.
Boy, him and Mark Sanchez undefeated.
Mark Sanchez done.
He just retired.
He's done.
But they want to, you looking at your roster like, yo.
How the fuck? How you get here? Who signed you?
Where's he getting paid?
Sanchez, hey, man, hey, fuck it. They doing what they doing. But you looking at the Redskins, I feel sorry for the fans. I feel sorry for the players. But one player in particular I really feel for, man. Dwayne Haskins. I mean, my goodness. You talk about a dude coming into this past year's draft. Everybody and their grandmother thought he was going to go to the Giants.
Yep.
Out of nowhere, the Giants bust a sharp left turn. Like, yeah, we're not really feeling the dude. We think we're going to go with Daniel Jones. And we like, Daniel Jones? Haskins is the guy. It was either they was going to go with Jones or they was going to take a defensive player, whatever the case may be. We see him fall all the way. I think he got drafted 15th?
I couldn't tell you.
And 15th to the Redskins, and you saw him at his draft party. He's over here scoffing when Daniel Jones gets chosen, and he's doing his thing. He's like, I'm gonna make him. You're gonna regret it. I'm gonna make him pay all this other stuff. Now, I mean, you couldn't ask to be in a worse situation as a quarterback because I gotta. What do you think is gonna happen with Daniel Jones for the rest of the season?
Oh, you mean Haskins?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm bugging. Haskins.
Oh yeah. Haskins. Well. He's about to be held in captivity. He's going to be living a bad. He's not going to be living a good life.
Not at all.
Not his best life at all. Don't play Duval. Don't play any little Duval. It's not going to be going down in Washington. He's going to be having a bad time. And you know what's funny? We just saw this last year with Josh Rosen, and we're seeing it right now. Yep. So Haskins is this 2019 Josh Rosen. And and what's hilarious is there's a 2019 Josh Rosen. So that's what's so funny.
So you got Haskins, Josh Rosens.
His year is about to just be a wash. The best possible scenario for him right now is the fact that Jay Gruden did get fired.
Yep.
So whoever does take over, I can't recall who they're going to have as the interim head coach. I don't know if they named them, but I think they said it was going to be
I think it's a running back coach or something like that.
Yeah, something like that from inside of the organization. Yep. So his best bet is that it's a clean slate.
Right.
He has absolutely no pressure.
Right.
And he'll most likely be given the opportunity to fail and fail hard.
But at the same time, it's like you got to look at the specifics of the situation, right? First of all, you hear all the rumors and talks that this was a guy coming in. The owner wanted him. The head coach didn't.
Yeah.
Right? So actually, let's go even before that. He thinks he's going to the Giants, ends up falling all the way to the Redskins. Mm-hmm. That takes a little crack at his confidence. Then you get to this organization that drafts you only to hear through the grapevine, head coach ain't want you. Mm-hmm. Owner did. Mm-hmm. That cracks at your confidence, right? Now, ultimately, you're in a situation where this year is about to be a wash, and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know. You don't have a head coach that's there. I mean, you have an interim coach now, but he's not going to be the one that's going to be their next head coach next year. So you don't really have someone to build a rapport and a chemistry with, to really get yourself ingratiated with playing at this level. And for me, it's like, this situation really just goes to show, and we've seen it happen all throughout the years. This situation just goes to show how important a front office, having a good front office is behind certain players. Because you see what happens when you have a bad general manager that can't put the right pieces around you. Andrew Luck. You see what happens when you play for a team where the coach don't really bangs with you or don't really want you. When you had the RG3 situation with, I think, what was his son's name?
Shanahan.
Mike Shanahan. And then you also had the, what's his son's name? Jared Goff situation with.
Jeff Fisher.
Right? You understand what I'm saying? This just goes to show how important it is to have the right front office behind you, especially as a quarterback, because that's the most scrutinized position ever. This man may come in this year, may get smacked up and down, and nobody's going to cut him any slack. Well, some people will, but for the most part, the media is going to rip him apart, which is only going to kill his confidence even more and more and more. So I'm rooting for him. As a cow, I mean, actually, no, I'm not. As a person, as a Cowboys fan, fuck him.
Wow,
but
crazy.
As a person, I'm hurting for him because it's like, son gotta be hurt. I mean, damn, like, it's like he's on his way to camp this week. with the doing the Will Smith. Oh, nobody want me, man. Like that's really what's going on.
Pretty much.
That's really what's going on, and it's sad to see.
He's
man.
singing that case when he gets to practice. Standing here looking
Around my window.
The nights are long when the days are going. I don't have you. It's like you don't know the lyrics. Neither do I.
I don't either.
But damn it, I know something.
Yeah.
Haskins season about to suck.
It's about to be trash.
Yeah, much like what just transpired in Pittsburgh. Because I thought.
Oh man!
And you know what's funny? I haven't lost any optimism about this team.
I'm gonna give you. I know you're going. You go into your rant.
No, not too much. I'm not really gonna rant.
Really?
Because I'm not one to believe in moral victories.
Okay.
But in this particular case, it was a bit of a moral victory. Okay. You're an undermanned team. You're already playing with a backup quarterback who has the potential to possibly relieve Ben when Ben finally decides to leave. Right. Then Mason Rudolph gets absolutely tattooed. This man got knocked out. They took the face mask off. He looked like he was wearing one of them leather helmets back in the 1930s. He was
got sandwiched by Thomas and one of the defensive.
Oh yeah, it was bad.
It was bad.
At first, I thought the man was dead.
Yeah,
I'm like, is he breathing? He was on the floor. He looked like one of them autistic. Yeah, it was bad. He was just laying there. I said, whoa, wait a minute.
It was bad.
What's going on? Luckily, apparently it's just a concussion. I hope it's nothing that's super severe. I'm just happy the young man is
okay. Is he cleared for the next game?
I'd highly doubt it. I'd highly doubt it.
So the guy is what's his
Hodges. Delvin Hodges.
Got you.
Yeah, so he'll end up starting, which is funny because him at Stanford, I believe it was. He broke a ton of records there. Mason Rudolph broke a ton of records in the NCAA at Oklahoma State, I believe it was.
OSU. He was at
yeah. So both of them are just we're breaking records in college. Hopefully it can translate to the next level. But the way that I saw things go down with the Steelers, a lot of people are asking, is the season officially done? I say no. It's not. Because in the AFC North, you just saw a Cleveland Brown team lose yesterday. Right, so they're 2-3. Pittsburgh's 1-4. Cincinnati's is 0-5. Baltimore, nobody mentions Cincinnati. And Baltimore is 3-2.
Right
now in the division, if you're Pittsburgh case, you're 2.5 games back. Now you're going to play Baltimore again, so you have an opportunity for vengeance. And then you haven't played the Browns yet, but pretty much if you can keep pace. With the Ravens, with the Browns, where both teams have shown inconsistency, you have an opportunity to stay alive in the division. And all you have to do is just win the division, and you get an invitation to the dance. That's pretty much it. Is that the season does appear to be done. However, the way that they played against a very talented Baltimore team still gives me a little microcosm of confidence because there's no team in the NFL outside of the Patriots that are really, the Patriots and the Chiefs, that are really guaranteed to be in the postseason. So every team, you don't know where things are going to go. Even the last two games, the Chiefs have been looking rocky, at least defensively against the Lions. And then this past game against the Colts. But the Colts, Frank Reich coached his ass off, and Jacoby Brissett did his job. But yeah, outside of that, I don't think the Steelers season is done because it's still week 5. Now, if this was week 8 and it was 1-7, yeah, you could put it. Yeah, take the L out of love. It's over, bro.
Hilarious. You know, surprisingly, when I saw this thing on the question on the outline, I was quick to jump and say, "Oh, of course, it's done." But I really had to stop and think about it. And I agree with you. I don't think the season is over at all because when we look at the schedule, right? They're at was it Charlotte? I believe not Charlotte. What the fuck is this? I put CHAR. You know who they play next?
CHAR.
I don't even remember who the fuck this is.
The Chargers.
Chargers. I was close. Anyway, that Chargers.
Charlotte?
I don't know. I don't know. Then after that, they play Miami at home, right? Indy at home. Then the Rams at home. Then they're at Cleveland, at Cincinnati, Cleveland at home, at Arizona, right? Buffalo at home, at the New York Jets, then at Baltimore for the last game. I'm looking at a lot of these games for me are coin toss games, right? Where they can really go either way. And when you look at the way the Steelers been playing these past couple of games, outside of the Patriots game, it's not like they've been getting destroyed. Every game has really come down to the last play and a couple key mistakes that they made here and there. But I've been thoroughly impressed with the way the Steelers have been playing, given everything that's transpired. So for me, and then also to harken back to your point, minus the Bengals, because my God, they non-factor. We don't even acknowledge them. It is really, really bad.
Suit me up right now.
It is. Exactly. Yeah, me too.
Suit me up.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna put up no yards because them boys in the NFL.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could be on the sideline with them.
You know what?
I could be on the sideline with them.
I could probably be. I I think I could be on special teams.
Yeah, all I can say is you can lift the Gatorade cup. I can too.
Hilarious. There you go. Right
Give
there.
me a
Waterboy.
game
Waterboy
check.
1, Waterboy 1, and Waterboy 2. We there. We can do it. I feel like we can do it. It would be sacrilegious on your part because that's division rival. But fact of the matter is, I don't even think they're in the division right now. We might as well just throw them in the NCAA because that's what they're looking right now. It's bad. It's just really, really bad.
Here comes Bama.
It's bad, really bad. But fact of the matter is, outside of the Bengals, I look at this division. For me, I kind of look at it the same way I look at the NFC. Well, now I don't say the NFC, but they're wide open. It's wide open for me, right? The Browns, there's still a lot of question marks about this team. The Bengals are a non-factor, and when you look at the Baltimore Ravens, ain't nothing really about them as of yet that scares me. There's still some question marks about Lamar Jackson. So for me, when I look at this division, I personally believe 10-6 can win the division.
I agree.
10-6 can
9-7
might
can win the division this year.
Can win the division. So for me, I'm looking at some of these games, they can beat the Chargers, they can smack them the Dolphins, right? Indy, that's a
tough one.
That's a tough one.
It's in Indy or at Pittsburgh?
It's at Pittsburgh.
Oh, it's at Pittsburgh.
So you got a chance.
Yeah, the last couple of times that the Pittsburgh played the Colts, they've had their number. But that's with Big Ben out there, so
we'll see. I don't know. All right. Then you got Rams at home, right? I think they could beat the Rams, given how I'm not too 110% sold on the Rams right now, right? Then you got at Cleveland. Once again, question marks. You can win that one. Cincy, that's a smack. Cleveland again. I don't know if they'll get both Cleveland games. Maybe we'll see. It's possible. At Arizona, that's a win. Buffalo, I don't know if they're going to win that one. Buffalo's been looking
Buffalo has been looking good. But they look very good early on. Who knows how things
down the line.
But the same thing can be said about Pittsburgh. So it's really a coin toss.
So I say everything I'm saying. Once again, for me, I'm looking at a lot of it. They have a lot of coin toss game. It can really go either way. The Steelers are very much so in this. It may not seem that way right now. I think what are they? Third or second in the AFC North? Third. Listen, the division is outside of the Bengals. The division is wide open, so I think it's a little bit too early to sit here and say that the season's done. But if we stay in the AFC North, going back to a team that we just addressed, more specifically, a player on the team.
That pastry chef.
Oh,
yeah, that pastry
that's
chef.
your guy, right?
Who?
That's your guy.
My guy. That ain't my guy.
Baker man, bake me a cake.
Nah, that never been my guy.
Pastry chef boy.
Yeah, you know what he baking? A bunch of apple turnovers. Because nobody turned the football over like Baker Mayfield over the course of the last, what was it, 20 starts now? 21 starts since he came in? And I find it funny because everybody always talks about nobody's threw more touchdowns than him in the last 7 games to close out the season except Patrick Mahomes and Ben Roethlisberger. But nobody turned the football over like him either. And what did I tell you coming into the first week of the season? The expectations will eat away at this man because he needs that bravado. He needs that persona about him to go out there and play football. And what have we saw? 3 of the 5 games thus far this season, this man has played absolutely terrible.
Right.
Terrible.
Right.
And it's not like the receivers is not getting open because there's times in which I'm looking like, yo, Odell, you got to get open.
Right.
There's times where I'm looking like, Jarvis, you got to get open. But for the most part, there are countless times in which these dudes are leaving cornerbacks in the dust, unplug their controller, and Baker simply can't get to him.
Right.
Well, the offensive line. Well, tell that to Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
He's running for his life. Tell that to Matt Ryan. Well, Matt Ryan is a different animal. Matt Ryan is a beast. I mean, he's underperforming this particular season. But, I mean, his O-line sucks. But Deshaun Watson, for what he has, and as young as he is, he's out there slinging it and helping his team win games despite the terrible offensive line play. So I don't want to hear nothing about Baker because he's got more offensive pieces than Deshaun Watson does. And still, he goes out there and lays out a bunch of stinkers.
Right.
All right. He's not getting rid of the ball fast.
Not at all. That's
and when
point.
he does, he's productive.
Right.
It's not like the play calls is not allowing it. This man is looking at, as I said, every single time. He looks at his first read, and then all of a sudden, we playing backyard football.
Right.
Every single time.
Right.
So until he changes that, he's going to continue to struggle. He's going to continue to struggle. The expectations is getting to him.
I agree. It's, when people talk about the O-line, of course you have to address the offensive line because we understand how important it is in quarterback play. But I think it's a mixture of that and also the play calling. Because when you look at a lot of the plays that Kitchens is drawing up, first of all, the offensive line is not giving any help. Outside of the Ravens game, which was an anomaly, I think they only gave up 1 sack on that game. Every other game so far that they played, the O-line is giving up at least 3 sacks, right? So it's really bad. And every play this man is scrambling for his life or whatever the case may be. But it's like you look at the past game, knife.
Scrambling for his life? Okay, OJ.
OJ Simpson challenge. Look,
Twitter world.
Have they verified him yet?
Huh?
Have they verified?
I don't know, but I follow him.
You really?
Yeah, I do. Yo, you know what's weird? I shouldn't even say it's weird. OJ's a good follow.
Yo, I like his voice. He has a nice aerator voice.
If you're not following OJ on Twitter, what are you doing?
He gives some good fantasy advice and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, he do.
OJ lit.
He do.
OJ lit.
He need to give marriage advice.
Well, I don't know.
Now, basically,
this man's asshole. But offensive line, who did they just play? You asshole. You going to hell. You going to hell. You going to hell.
Hey, I got a seat in hell. It's a throne.
Goodness gracious. But no, man, you look at this past game, it's like, bro, the offensive line isn't doing any favors, but it's like every pass play, they're looking to air the ball down the field. There are no short, quick pass play, just to get the offense in a certain type of rhythm or whatever the case may be. And it's like, in a situation like this, going back to what I had said before, I don't know why they don't look to try and run the offense more through Chubb. What was the stats for last night?
He had 65 yards or something like that.
But every single time, once again, every time that the ball touched this man's hand, magic.
He's productive.
He's producing. I think that right now, a big part of why we're still seeing the Browns in this funk is because Kitchens and Baker are still OBJ Landry like football. We gotta make sure we get them their touches. And it's like, bruh, are y'all trying to make wide receivers happy, or are y'all trying to win football games? Fact of the matter is, if Chubb is the one that's producing, if he's the one helping y'all get the ball down the field, if he's the one that's going to help Baker stop turning the goddamn ball over, put the ball in that man's hands and let's win some football games. But the fact of the matter is that just does not seem like the case. Damn near every play, he's looking to air it down the field. He's turning the ball over. He's fumbling. He's getting picked off. It was disgusting. It's absolutely. And another point, going to the point that you just made, the thing about Baker that we don't talk about enough is the man don't stop talking. If he's not in the media for his play, he's damn sure in the media for his mouth. Pause. Because fact of the matter, he always has something to say. Whether it's about, I remember the last game that they won. I think it was
the Jets.
The Jets. Yeah, he keep that same energy. I'm like, bro, did y'all just win a chip? What happened? You just beat the Jets. Play ball. You understand what I'm saying? Every single week, the man is in the news for talking some kind of shit, and it's like you go up against certain teams when you're an unproven player. And you talking the way you talk, teams look at you and they're like, okay, all right. They hit a little harder. They come with a little more, because for them, it's not just about dumb. Now, we're going to put your face in. Do you see what Nick Bosa was doing to I think he had like two sacks.
Yeah, I think 2.5 sacks.
Right?
I think it was 2.5 sacks.
Forced fumble, a fumble recovery.
Forced fumble and a fumble recovery.
Nick Bosa's talking shit after the game. Apparently he was like calling him out when he was playing. He did the flag thing, because you remember all the way back to college.
People never forget.
You understand what? That's the kind of psychological warfare that teams are ready to play on you, because you don't want to shut the fuck up. This goes back to what I was saying about the Odell Beckham thing when it comes to the watch. Your team already has enough pressure on it as is. Do you understand what I'm saying? With all these extra antics and histrionics that you're doing outside of the football field, you're only making the situation worse. Odell, put down the watch. Baker, shut the fuck up and win some football games. That's all it's about. And on top of that, they damn sure not doing Freddie Kitchens any favors. Have you heard one sound bite from Freddie Kitchens at all this? I haven't heard anything about him until speaking up on leadership. I forget he's a head coach of the team sometimes. I mean, my goodness, I haven't heard not a peep from that. I've heard more from Baker and Odell than I have from fucking Freddie Kitchens. You the head coach. Where is the leadership? Where's the sense of unity? Where's the sense of we're here to win football games? It's like everything for them is media. So especially when it comes to Baker, so much so to the point where now it's affecting how teams are coming at them. So the fact of the matter is, man, it's tough. It's really, really tough, and I don't know. It's looking bad now.
What they need to do is, as you said, run it through Chubb. They need to do what Carolina doing. Because Carolina, Cam ain't there.
Oh, no, he not.
And who's there? Kyle Allen. And what this man doing? Handed the damn ball to Blue Eyes, white privilege. Because the power of Christian McCaffrey.
That boy bad.
That's how the white man run the football.
Yes, it is.
This man out here breaking stereotypes week after week. Damn near 200 yards of total offense by himself.
Balling.
2 weeks ago. This past week, I think he had over 200 yards of total offense. This man is balling. And let me tell you something. Although we're going to touch on the MVP race a little bit later. Right. You cannot deny that Christian McCaffrey is in the top 3 right now when we talk about MVP.
Oh, easily.
Carolina need to just run through McCaffrey, period. And when Cam Newton comes back, because he will come back, you saw how last year all he did was check down Poppy, get the ball to McCaffrey, and overthrow everybody else. Keep giving the damn ball to McCaffrey.
He hot. He got
Give it to him. Treat McCaffrey the way that the Titans treated Chris Johnson in 2009.
Yep.
Get the ball in his hands early. Get the ball in his hands often.
Yep.
And then occasionally, the other 10 people on the team can do something. Matter of fact, no, the front line going to be blocking anyway. So the other 6 people on the team can do something.
Right.
All right? Well, other 5.
All right, listen, I'm looking at this Carolina Panthers team, man. I am thoroughly impressed. First and foremost, when you talk about Kyle Allen, I think he listens to the podcast, right? Because going all the way back to when Drew Brees got injured, what did I say Teddy Bridgewater has to do? In a situation like you're in, all you have to do is be efficient on third down. Don't turn the ball over. Kyle Allen, minus the fumbles, because he's had a couple problems.
Got some
Butterfingers.
Yeah, he eats some bagels for breakfast.
Yeah, it's really bad. Outside of the fumbles, he hasn't thrown a pick at all, and they're on a 3-game win streak. The man, he understands the weapon that he has in a Christian McCaffrey, and also don't forget about it. Curtis Samuel's a playmaker.
Oh yeah,
DJ Moore is on the come up. But the fact of the matter is, going back, the offense runs through McCaffrey. The man has put the offense on his back and is putting up an MVP caliber season. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm thoroughly impressed with this team, and also on the defensive side of the ball, they look solid too. I like Brian Burns. I think right now he's probably in the running for defensive player of the year. I believe he's been doing all right. But the fact of the matter is, Chris McCaffrey on the season, I'm looking at it. 105 carries, 587 yards with 6 rushing touchdowns and 279 yards receiving.
Is he leading the league in rushing?
Yes, he is. Listen, I've been hesitant to say it, but now that Saquon is injured, I feel right now CMC is the best running back in the league.
Absolutely.
This man
absolutely.
They put the offense on his back, and he has been delivering. Now I gotta ask you, right? Given everything that we're seeing from them, right? They're on a 3-game win streak. They look good. How far do you think they can go this season, just in terms of regular season, postseason, things like that? What are your predictions?
They can fight to get a wild card, because I think that division is still belonging to the New Orleans Saints.
Right.
And we'll touch on them in a little bit. But Tampa Bay has an opportunity, and I believe that they will contend for that wild card spot.
They look good.
We'll talk about Atlanta a little bit later.
Oh yeah.
But pretty much the Carolina Panthers, if they ride this wave, there's only so far they can get, because McCaffrey, I don't think it's good. I think it'll fizzle out for a couple of games and then come back.
Right.
So when he does end up taking that back seat production wise, like he did against when they played the Bucks, I expect Kyle Allen to have to step up to the challenge.
Right.
But where they are right now, the way that they are playing,
very impressive.
The way they're efficiently playing, I think they can carry this to about 9 wins.
I think, for me, I wanted to jump and say a wild card too, just for the simple fact that, like we said, we know that New Orleans is going to take the division. No question about that. And then also, when you look at the rest of the people within the division, we're going to talk about the Falcons in a bit. It really, in terms of who could get the wild card, of course, it comes down to Tampa and Carolina. Although I can't see them making the playoffs. I think when you talk about those 2 wild card spots, for me, I think it's either going to come down to a team in the NFC West and the NFC North. Those are some very, very talented divisions right now. I think that on the season, I could see 9-7. I could see 8-8 or 9-7 for them. But in terms of getting a wild card spot, I can't see. I would love to see it.
I would love to see it too. They'll contend. I think they'll contend. But the only thing is that I think the wild card spots are going to be a minimum of 11 games. But matter of fact, no, because a bunch of teams in the NFC is balling. They'll probably go down to 10 games. Okay. I think Carolina can get 9 if they ride this wave. And 9 is pushing it. I really think they're going to be around 8-7, around that area. Okay, 8 and 9, 8 and 8. 7 and 9 sort of range, but the way that they're playing,
I think they'll be at least 500. I can't see 7 and 9.
It truly depends.
It's really one of the, once again, coin toss type situation. Yeah. I'll say 8-8 to be okay. 9-7, like you, I'll agree is a bit generous, but I'll go 8.
Fair enough, because I think teams will end up forcing them to have to throw until Cam comes back. Right. And when Cam does come back, I think Cam will have a couple of great games and make people, whoa, wait a minute.
Do we know when he's going to come back?
I have no clue. I have no clue. But the way Carolina's playing, I think they can possibly contend.
They can make it happen
for a wild card. But as you said, the NFC North got teams that are balling, and the NFC West,
it's a toss-up.
It's going to be you got the 49ers balling right now, and the Seattle Seahawks. If they don't win the division, they will be in the playoffs.
Even the NFC East, because it's one of those situations where, like, if the Cowboys win, we win. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles sneak their way into a wild card spot, or for whatever general sports hype. If you wanted to flip it and the Eagles win, it could be one of those situations too.
Pretty much.
There,
but we know somebody who not go.
Oh no, we know.
Yeah.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, it's a hot land.
In the same
Oh yeah.
Hot Atlanta.
Hot garbage.
Hot Atlanta.
Caliente garbage.
Garbage. Caca. It's man.
Caliente basura.
Listen, we looking at the Falcons right now, and it is bad. I mean, God, bruh. What the hell is wrong with the Atlanta Falcons? What's wrong with them?
Everything.
What's wrong with them? James Aaron, what's wrong with with them?
Everything.
What, bruh? Break it down. It's bad.
It's an amalgam of things. You have the offensive line cannot protect at all. There is no run game.
None
Whatsoever.
They're ranked 31st, I believe.
Terrible.
Yeah.
They cannot run the ball.
Can't.
Now, since they have to rely on Matt Ryan's arm to throw.
And he has been showing up. He's been one of the more accurate quarterbacks in the so far. This man's been balling.
He's been balling.
Right.
This year and last year, too.
Balling.
But it's not enough to win because they know you're completely one-dimensional. A lot of people look at his numbers of when he went to the Super Bowl. Last year, you can contend was a better year than the year that he won the MVP. However, last year and this year, he's had no run game.
Right.
Now, if your team is not balanced and you're forced to have to go out there and sling it all day, teams coming in are, he's going to throw, so we going to blitz.
Right.
And Matt Ryan ain't no mobile dude. He's not escaping.
He's going to stand and pass.
He's trying to stand there and pass.
Right.
And he has an internal clock of, all right, I got to get rid of the ball at this time. If this person is not open, because they're doubling Julio Jones.
Yes, they are.
Calvin Ridley has his times where he wins his one-on-ones. He has times when he loses. All right, so that's a given. Mohamed Sanu has his rare times when he wins one-on-ones and then times when he loses. But Matt Ryan isn't going to go out there and be a Brett Favre and force an interception. He's not that kind of quarterback. So he tries to fight and try to get the ball down the field, and ultimately it's not working, at least translating to wins, because they've been fighting from behind. Darn every game. Opening games, they're fighting from behind. When they beat the Eagles, they had the lead, gave it away, then ended up winning on the last drive.
Right.
Then after that, against Minnesota, fighting from behind. Against, what was it, Oakland?
I believe so.
Fighting from behind.
Yeah.
Now this past game, fighting from behind against Houston.
Defense.
Every single time, that defense is not giving them any aid.
At all.
You can't win ball games if your defense can't play.
The biggest, and one of the biggest things for me, you talk about the run game. I mean, you want to talk about how abysmal it is. I don't know if you remember, 2-3 years ago, Devonta Freeman was, you couldn't, if you had a fantasy team and you didn't even, and Devonta Freeman wasn't on it, kill yourself. It was really the man was balling. Now, I'm looking at the stats from the season. On the season, 47 carries, 157 yards, 3 yards. Man had to take his headphone off. He couldn't, look, he's hurt. It's not even this thing. Look at this man. He's hurting. Why? Look at this man's face. Why'd you do it, Atlanta? Why? It's not even my team enough. It 3 yards, 147 in 5 games. Wow.
And he has dreadlocks.
How? And the one game that they won against the Eagles honestly should have won it. So we should be talking about an 0-5 team. This is absolutely terrible. Some man said he just had dreadlocks. I'm funny. And aside from the Indy game, because I think that was the one game where he looked, he had like 80-something yards on that game. Every game that Devonta Freeman played, the first game he played, he ran for 19 yards. The second game he ran for 22. Then the game after that was the Indy game. Then 28 yards right after. God damn. And what's worse about it is the defense is poop. So when you can't run the football, you cannot dominate time of possession. So when you can't dominate time of defension, your defense is on the field more. And when your defense is on the field more and they're not showing up, you're like you said, you're playing from behind. And you got a team like Houston that comes in, hangs 50 on your head top. 53 to be exact. Deshaun Watson was damn. Damn. It is so bad. And it's worse because when you think about it, this was a team just a couple years ago, bruh. Just a couple minutes away from winning the Super Bowl, 27-3. And ever since then, dare I say, they've been punch drunk since. Because then was it the following year that they went 7-9 or whatever the case?
No, they went back to the playoffs and
Got
they
you.
lost to the Eagles.
Got you.
But I'll say this much: outside of that playoff loss where
Right.
the ball went through Julio Jones' hands, and they ended up losing to the Eagles. The Atlanta Falcons are looking like the Oakland Raiders after they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the early 2000s. They're one of those teams that went to the Super Bowl. You expect them to be able to contend, and then they just don't. They need to turn it around.
It's
bottom line.
And now you talk. I think they're talking about Dan Quinn's job. Arthur Blank hasn't come out and spoken into it, but I mean, damn, something got to change.
I feel for Dan Quinn because
Something gotta
the injuries have played a role, but
Right.
defense is your forte. He's in the same realm that Mike Tomlin is in,
Right.
because defense is your background.
Right.
So if your defense continues to play
It's
terrible,
on you.
It's on you.
Right.
Granted, injuries happen, and they do. You got to be able to turn that thing around.
Right.
So I'm hoping Dan Quinn can get it done, and they can take a model from what's going on a little bit more south from them.
Oh, yeah,
in
because
New Orleans,
within-
because
yeah.
New Orleans is balling with
Oh, yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, yeah.
Teddy Trolls
TB.
lived near the Bridgewater. He
TB.
came to play.
Yeah, he balling out, man. I gotta ask you, how impressed are you with Teddy Bridgewater? so far this
Ridiculously impressed.
year? Okay.
Ridiculously impressed. This man came out there. He's slinging the ball around 4 touchdowns this past game. He's balling.
balling out.
He's playing the same way he did when he went to the Pro Bowl, but then unfortunately went to sleep. But you know,
This guy's
he
asshole.
came. He came to play, man.
Right.
He's taking care of business.
Most definitely.
He looks confident, and
Which
he's
is
got
very
that
big.
confidence back.
Right.
I think he truly needed that W. He needed that W. And when he got it on Sunday Night Football, that gave Teddy Bridgewater his confidence back. And I am overjoyed to see this man play football the way that he's playing.
Most definitely.
Because knowing this man's story, fighting back, when he tore his ACL, it was on a drop back. Regular routine drop back. No contact, nothing. Man tore it. He fought his gluteus maximus minimus, gluteal cleft, everything. Fought it to the end to get to this point.
Right.
And here we are.
Yeah.
He's balling, taking
Balling
care
out.
of business, and he's on a team that can contend.
Man,
I'm happy for him.
I'm extremely happy for him too. Once again, said it about Kyle Allen a while ago. Said it about him last episode. He's in an optimal. You couldn't ask for a better situation as a quarterback where you're surrounded by playmakers. You got Michael Thomas. You got Alvin Kamara. You got Taysom Hill. And man, he's just looked thoroughly impressive. I'm very, very happy about him. I said before when Drew got injured, we were discussing and debating what would this team be able to stay afloat given that he was going to be gone. And I said, listen, all they got to do is go at least 500 for the next, because it was rumored that Drew was going to be out for like 6 weeks. All they got to do is stay 500, go 3 for 3, and Drew's going to be able to carry it out from there. They'll be fine. The man's won 3 straight games back to back to back, and then I don't know what their next couple of games are. I think they play Arizona somewhere in there. So I think so. I believe so. I don't have it in front of me.
Was it 3 games? I think it was 2 games.
3 games
When
back?
did they play against the Rams?
Isn't it not 3 games? You
I
have it
think they
right?
played against the Rams in week 3, did they?
Did it? Oh no,
I'm not sure. I can't
he's
remember.
won 3 games. It was 2 or 3. I'm talking about right now for Teddy Bridgewater's streak. Right now he's won 3 games in a row. Has he not? Or is
Yeah,
it
he
2?
won on Sunday night. They didn't play on Sunday night last week. I think it was 2 games. I think it was 2 games. I can't remember. All I know is he winning.
He's winning.
He winning.
Right? Fact of the matter, and I'm very, like you said, I'm very, very. We also talk about the we never really found out what it was, but that crazy injury that he had in practice. Is that what you were talking about? The crazy injury?
Yeah.
Was it an ACL? Because I heard it was worse than that. I heard it was
It was like
have been gruesome.
Whatever it was, this man. They said
fought back.
it was a routine drop back, and then son got hurt. But I'm happy for him, man.
And there were a lot of talks. There were real questions about if he was ever going to be able to have a legitimate career in the NFL again. And now to see him, and he talked about himself. Son was emotional, deservingly so, because man, this is a gruesome sport. You know what I'm saying? Any play could be your last. And the fact of the matter that he goes from his career being in question back in Minnesota, ultimately to him becoming him becoming the quarterback, the backup, but fill in for Drew Brees in the way that he's performing right now. I'm very happy. But I gotta ask you on top. Of that. Because there were some talks about, apparently that was in the, because I think he just signed a negotiation, if it wasn't this past offseason, it was the previous offseason, something along those lines, about how after Drew, he's next up. Given, I know it's very, very early and premature, but given everything that we've seen up until this point, is it safe to say that once Drew Brees retires, Teddy Bridgewater is next in line to get that starting spot.
It's highly probable.
Okay.
I'd say it's probable. It really depends on when Drew decides to hang it up.
Most definitely.
But the only thing is that if Bridgewater keeps balling the way that he's balling, it's only a matter of time before teams start hitting up his line and saying, yo, we're going to pay you right now.
Right.
So is he going to stick the course and wait or just go to where you can get paid now? Most likely he'll probably pull a Nick Foles and go to where he has to get paid now.
Right.
So who knows? But if I was New Orleans, I would try to retain him.
Most definitely.
But ultimately, if he has to keep this train rolling. A couple of games does look nice.
Right.
But he's got to have a body of work.
I don't think 6 games would be enough for any team to jump and
Agree.
and bring out the Brinks truck on him. But yeah, no, most definitely, right?
Yeah,
but then moving on from that division, we got another division in the NFC, right? That's looked pretty interesting.
That NFC West.
That NFC West division, we got the Cards ain't a non-fact. We got the Seahawks, we got the 49ers, and we got the Rams, man. But I'm more interested in the only undefeated team in the division.
Absolutely.
That is the 49ers. They've been balling.
Mm-hmm.
They've been showing up. And I got to ask you, man, based on what you've seen, based on what the record showed, based on everything that is at your disposal, how sold are you on the 49ers right now?
I can't necessarily say I'm sold, but I'm in the store.
Okay.
I may be online.
You window shopping?
I may be headed to the register.
You paying half in cash and half in card?
There's a possibility.
Yeah, it might just be.
It could happen.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I might have to check my Cash App for them 49ers.
Okay.
I'm not sold just yet, but I got that itch to want to go buy, and maybe make a purchase.
Okay.
49ers is balling right now.
They are
taking
balling.
care of business. As I always say, although you can play against teams that aren't quote-unquote proven, you play against who lines up against you.
Right.
Or across from you. So for that, they've come out, they've balled, they've played well defensively. They've played well offensively. Special teams, they have the ability to defeat people there. I'm a little bit questioned about, what Robbie Gould was doing this past Monday when he went out there and missed a couple of kicks.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I like the 49ers, man. I have confidence in them.
Okay.
I have confidence in them. I think they could get the job done. So I'm not necessarily sold. I think I want to wait until about week 8 to make that decision. But from where we stand right now, I like them.
Well, it depends on when you say the word sold, it depends on what the context is. If you're saying sold as in, do I think they can be playoff contenders? I think so.
I think so, yeah.
I think they can definitely be playoff contenders. Now, if you ask me sold in terms of do I think they're a lock to win the division? Well,
No, not at
that's
all. Your
not-
live ended, by the way. Just wanted to let you
Oh, it
know.
did?
Yeah, I don't know why, though.
It's probably too long.
Hey, whatever it is, keep the train rolling.
we almost fuck it. Just leave it. Anyways, yeah, well, if you're once again, if you're talking about playoff contenders, I give you that. But if you're talking about lock to win the division, let's pump the brakes. I think fact of the matter is, once again, going back to my saying, it's not just about what you do, it's about who you do it against. Not to knock the 4-0. 2 of the opponents they play. I think one game was against the Bengals. I think they played another earlier on. They played Tampa to open up the season. That was before Jameis was getting it together. Did they play the Cardinals? I don't know if they played the Cardinals.
No, they played the Steelers.
They played the Steelers. Okay,
Yeah.
that was a game. And then
in this past game.
Then they just finished playing the Browns, right?
Yeah.
So fact of the matter is, for me, they haven't, outside of the Bengals, it's not like they've been playing pushovers. But for me, I haven't really seen them play anyone formidable where I can go, okay, got you.
I
right?
agree. It's a lot of teams where things are unquestioned.
Right. And I think that
Pardon me, things are questioned.
Right.
There's nothing that's determined.
Right. And then I think for me, like you said, I gotta wait until it's still. You got a good sample size of them, but it's still too early to jump on the bandwagon just yet. I got to see more towards the middle latter half of the season where we really have a really good because remember, this is the first real sample size we're getting of Jimmy G. We haven't really seen him play all the way throughout the season. I got to see it.
Well, yeah, I agree. Well, it's not because I believe last year, week 5 is where he ended up getting his injury, either week 5 or week 6. So I'm hoping that he can stay healthy.
I hope so.
As well. But I like this 49ers team. They have a lot of potential, loads of potential, and I really like John Lynch. I loved him since his playing games, and now him being a GM. I said the 49ers. They're probably about 2 to 3 years away. Right. It could be a little bit sooner than later. But I like it. I like it. But there's another team in the NFC West.
Yes, sir.
That has my attention. In the case of the MVP race, and I touched on it a little bit earlier when I was talking about Chris McCaffrey, but there's a man who's next to him who's probably leading, or I should say is leading it right now.
Right.
That being Russell Dangerous.
That boy
turned a hoe into a housewife Wilson. This man
ballin'.
is playing football. And last year, it was as he was a sleeper to win the MVP, but I don't think he got the votes. This year, this man fixing to go for it all because you better give this man a vote because he's leading the MVP race for me right now.
Right.
unquestionably
Easily.
leading it right now.
I mean, quarterbacks are always going to have the upper hand when it comes to the MVP race. That's just the fact of the matter, just because they are the most valued position and they play the most complex. This guy's annoying. They play the most complex position. So for me personally, I think the MVP race right now, if we're talking in no specific order, I think it's easily Russ is in there, Christian McCaffrey's in there, and Pat Mahomes is definitely in there. I think even though they had the past 2 games has been a little shaky.
Yeah, he's only thrown 1 touchdown last 2 days, 2 games.
Yeah. So fact of the matter is, those 3 are definitely still in there. Now, if you ask me who, once again, still early, but I'm liking Russ too, man. I think the thing about Russ is that earlier on in his career, we recognized him as a lot of people called him a game manager, right? And they were more of a run first team, and then the defense and everything like that. But now, slowly but surely, there were some questions as one by one players from the Legion of Boom started leaving, right? You had, who was the first person come out? It was fucking, I don't even remember.
It was RG3, Luck, RG3, and then Russell Wilson?
No, I'm talking about the defensive side of the ball for the Seattle. In terms of like players that they lost. You lose Sherman.
Smith.
You lose.
Then
Chancellor,
KJ Wright is still there. Chancellor, and then Sherman,
Sherm.
then Tom. Yeah.
You understand? So now everyone was questioning, okay, this team's clearly about to go into rebuild mode and things like that. And Russell Wilson said, no, we're not having none of that. And Son has been playing his ass off. Also, credits to the running back. I think it was Son Carson.
Yeah, Chris Carson.
He's been impressive too.
Yeah,
I really, really liked him. He's definitely played a huge role in the success of this team. But for me, I think right now, I'm not gonna go as far to call him a runaway. But who's leading the pack? I'm gonna have to give it to Danger Russ, man. That boy been balling his motherfucking behind off.
Yeah, he has been. He's been balling. He's been taking care of business, doing his thing, and you can't discredit
not at all
that
at
all.
He been balling.
Yeah,
he been balling.
Oh yeah,
he been balling.
Oh yeah.
But you can do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes episode 12 of the Hold My Nuggets podcast. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I hope we had a successful. I can't check it. I'm gonna go check it.
Yeah. You gotta check it after.
Yeah. I mean, this was a dope episode. As always, I am your host with the most, Marv Glover.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't go into the whole
I'm not
kissing babies.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm
tucking
not
them under covers.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Well, luckily, I don't have to make something up on the fly because everybody already knows. If you didn't know, get familiar. I'm the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. And as he said, this was episode 12 where we talk 50% sports,
50%
real shit. All right. Don't cut me off. Let me try that again.
Okay,
all right,
you do it.
50% sports, 50% real shit. Now we say it together. 100% of the time.
And if you don't like that, Marv Glover, natural born lover, tuck a baby in some covers, go and kiss his mother. And if you don't like that, you can hold my nuggets. Go ahead, say. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Suck my dick.
Thank you. Good night.